Tim Duncan in 1997. We know how that turned out. How hyped should they be?
Well, they should be very hype. Everything that you're hearing about this kid to be about 7'5", can dunk, got a handle, can shoot from the perimeter, block shots. Offensively and defensively, he's incredibly formidable. And obviously, they have a history of success with the Spurs organization from David Robinson to Tim Duncan in terms of how they treat big men and how they develop big men. And the last point, remember, it's ideal for him to be there because he's obviously from France, and think about Tony Parker, think about a Boris Diaw. They've both been members of the San Antonio Spurs. So the Spurs have a history of having these athletes from Europe, particularly from France, who've excelled for the organization. It's a good thing. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for the organization.
All right, we'll keep it going here, guys. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals from Mile High. It's in the books. The Nuggets won Game 1 behind a 34-point, 21-rebound, 14-assist performance by Nikola Jokic. Combine that with his 12 of 17 shooting from the floor, and with Anthony Davis as the primary defender, he scored 23 points on 77% shooting. Jokic, a monster last night, even for his standards. The two-time MVP racked up his second career 30-point, 20-rebound, 10-assist playoff game last night, a feat that has only been done 4 total times in NBA postseason history. JJ, is Jokic the best player in the world?
Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world right now. Right now, he's the best player in the world. Let's go through his last 4 games real quick. Game 4 loss to the Phoenix Suns, 53 points and 11 assists. Follows that up with a 29-point triple-double, follows that up with a 32-point triple-double, and then in Game 1 against the Lakers has a 34, 21, and 14-point triple-double. First player ever with 30-point triple-doubles and 70% shooting in consecutive games in NBA history. No one on the planet is a better basketball player than Nikola Jokic right now. If you can argue that, I'm very curious to see your argument.
You know, JJ Redick, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to him, because, when there are moments, it's rare that you expect a moment where he makes you laugh. You expect a lot of things from JJ Redick. You don't expect him to make you laugh. But he made me laugh with this one. Not to discredit Jokic in any way, but just how slick JJ Redick was right now. Like on this date in history.
Oh, no.
Oh,
right
stop
now.
it. Right now.
He's the best player in the NBA.
Let me say this to you.
You know what I mean, Stephen A. In this time period of the NBA, I don't mean today. You know what I mean, Stephen A. I want to be clear on that.
Are you interrupting me to get all serious, Top Gun?
No, you're accusing me of things.
You're
accusing me of things.
Relax.
Wait
to find out what I'm accusing you of, okay? Here's the deal, JJ. Seriously. I got it. Listen, you can make that argument. Let me throw this at you, though. I clearly cannot say that about Kevin Durant after what happened. I can't put it because you know how I feel about Kevin Durant. I can't say that about him right now, right? Steph Curry is home. We know he's limited defensively. We get all of that, but sensational offensively. But he struggled in the last series. Giannis, I've always been suspect about his perimeter shooting, his free throw shooting. But here's the thing. Championships matter. And so with LeBron playing still against Jokic, I would say to you, you're not wrong, but can I hold off and reserve the right to judge this at the end of the series? Because if LeBron James knocks off Jokic and LeBron James has a series that's just as effective, considering the savant that he is and the multitude of ways he can facilitate his team winning, not just scoring points, but all the things that LeBron brings to the table to help his team, his playmaking ability, his post game, his power game, his perimeter game, his ball handling skills, his exceptionalism in the open court, not to mention how he can step up defensively, not continuously, because Lord knows he gets burned quite often. But the fact of the matter is, look at the breakaway. You always got to look for him trailing when you're in the open court. Bruce Brown forgot about that last night. This is LeBron James. And so it is plausible and it is possible that at this moment in time, if Jokic falls to L.A., if, dare I say, he gets outplayed by LeBron James, Are we going to be able to say that? I'm not so sure, because the things that you praise Jokic about is what LeBron James has been doing for most, if not his entire career. That's all I'm saying about that. Jokic needs to get through this series and go to the finals before I'm willing to validate the proclamation that you just made, although it's not far-fetched. Is that fair, J.J. Redick? Because I want to be fair to you, Top Gun. I want to be fair to you. Is that fair?
It's totally fair that I choose to live in reality and you choose to live in hypotheticals. It's totally fair.
What do you mean hypotheticals? Did you just accuse me of hypotheticals with LeBron James? Is that what you just said?
No.
Is that what you just
talked
said?
about if LeBron James matches Nikola Jokic, and if
in this series right here. But resume-wise, you will concede that Jokic's resume doesn't compare to LeBron.
Yet. Stephen A., you're talking about something that
it hasn't happened with Jokic.
I'm talking about what has happened over the last 3 seasons. By the way, the whole Jokic doesn't perform in the playoffs, lack of postseason success, a lot of that has to do with the fact that the roster construction wasn't perfect around
and Jamal
him.
Murray was
injured. We have a 60-game sample size of Nikola Jokic in the playoffs. 60 games.
And what do you have? And what do you have for LeBron James? A meal at Fridays?
52% from the field.
What do you have for him?
52% from three. I'm talking about right now, Stephen A. You're not listening. I'm talking about right now. We're not debating the greatest player of all time. I know you like to do that. We're talking about right now. Right now, Stephen A.
Right now. Where's LeBron James been doing? Walking around averaging 17, looking like he ready to retire? Is that what you see for LeBron James? No. He's been balling too. That's my point.
Of course he's been balling. Stephen A., it's fluid. It's fluid, and there's levels to this.
It's fluid. I got
Chris,
it.
can you get in here, please?
He got me. Chris, Mad Dog, he got me. He said it's fluid. When he said that, he said it's fluid. I got it.
And you're wrong. He's right. JJ's right.
Okay.
Jokic is tremendous. And anybody who thinks Embiid is in his class, think again. Okay? This guy is a point guard who's 7'2". He is a tremendous player. And I'm going to throw a name at you. Kevin Lockery had on radio yesterday. Kevin Lockery coached Jordan in his rookie year, won 2 championships with Julius Erving, broke into the NBA in '62, and played everybody. Hey, he knows all the centers. Russell, Wilt, played against him, knows him, and Coach Jordan and Julius. He said, Chris, I'm not kidding you. Offensively, Jokic is the greatest center, and this is including Kareem, is the greatest center in the history, offensively, of the NBA. Nobody can do what he can do in that position offensively in the last 75 years of the league. He shoots threes. He's a great passer. He can handle the ball. He's a great offense. He killed him on the offensive glass last night. He's a team player. He rebounds. What doesn't he do? He is so good. It is mind-boggling. Now, listen, what he does need, which is what you're getting at, he needs the big stage. All right? Most Americans, I'm not talking about you two, most Americans who jump on the NBA bandwagon, playoffs and, see the Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference and everything. Most Americans right now are paying attention. Look at the ratings. They've been great. The great ratings Sunday with Tatum's 51. Last night got a great rating. He's got a chance right now to etch himself. We know he's great, but historically, if he wins 7 more games and plays the sort of games he did last night, he is going to etch himself in Kareem Wilt territory. That is a tremendous deal. This guy's great. What doesn't he do? He is and he can score 50 and dominate the game with his passing. Embiid can't do that. I mean, listen, Embiid should have won the MVP. I have no problem with that. Be fair. I'll ask you. You want to start a season right now? I can have you. You can take a center, either one. Which one you taking? You're taking Jokic.
Can't ask me that question.
I know you love Embiid. You take Steve. Who are you taking?
Listen, I love Embiid as a talent, but to watch Jokic perform, I will confess, I would have told you Embiid all day, every day because of Embiid's talent and what he's brought to the table and what we've seen for years. But watching Jokic is particularly during these playoffs, the man is just a brilliant basketball player. Can't jump onto a curb, slow as a snail, and nobody can stop him. There's nothing you can do with it. There's just nothing you can do. I mean, and maybe Hachimura might help with Anthony Davis freelancing on the baseline. Maybe that'll help some. I don't know. He's a brilliant basketball player. There's no doubt about that. By the way, Kevin Lockery, that you brought him up, Doggy, I don't know if you know this or not, but, started out my career as an analyst and insider, not just writing for the Philadelphia Inquirer, but doing CNN SI. I did it with Coach Lockery.
Wow. Can I do I have a second to give you a Lockery
6
story?
degrees of Stephen A.
Can I give you a Lockery thing he told me yesterday?
Wait, you can do